see. Hey everyone! Welcome back to another video with the Dieterville Twins. And it has been a long time.
Much too long.
A lot has been going on with our lives, both collectively, individually, and we are starting a new fitness series.
Yes, so this video is pretty much going to be getting into our second season of TwinFit Diaries, trying to understand like where we're going from now, everything that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks leading up to our new portion on this journey. So definitely stay tuned.
Okay, so now for season 2 of the TwinFit Diaries is our Hyrox journey. So Nicole and I have both decided that the next challenge that we are going to be taking head on is
competing. Competing in our first Hyrox competition. And it's more of the first Hyrox competition is going to be like step 1 or phase 1 in this whole thing. And then there's other goals that we want to hit. So this is just, we're very much competitors at heart. Like we've said this multiple times. We just love competing, and whatever the activity is, whether it's a sports-based thing, and in this case, if it's a fitness-based thing, it's something that we really enjoy doing.
Exactly. So first we want to start with just a brief introduction of what Hyrox is. And Hyrox is kind of a hybrid fitness competition.
Yes.
It started, do you know?
I don't know what year it started, but it's like, I want to say between 2010 and 2020 is when it first started.
So it's still pretty like relatively new, newer sport. It's a combination of cardio. So there are 8 different events. And you want to go through the events?
Yes. So 8 different events. And after each event, there is 1,000 meter run along with it, which is the thing that for us, we're short distance runners. We've done track, 100 meters, 400 meters in our high school time, but long distance is just,
it's a different beast.
Yes, but as you were saying, the events that happen, there's 8 different zones. The first one being, this is not in the order, but the first one being ski erg. And then
sled push.
Yes, and then sled pull.
And then it's
burpee broad jumps. Then
farmer's carry.
Yes, the rower.
And then
lunges.
Yeah,
and then
weighted lunges.
Yeah, weighted lunges, and then the wall balls.
Wall balls.
Yeah, and then the wall balls, it's last, and
it's such an interesting, and like Nicole said, we both really like the idea of a challenge. A challenge we spoke about in our previous videos, having a challenge and something to kind of look forward to. It really keeps you on your fitness journey and motivated to kind of wake up and chase that goal. So that's been really good for us right now, since we're kind of in an off season for bodybuilding. That's the exciting part.
Yes, and for Hyrox specifically, the way that it works is there's multiple different events that take place throughout the world. I think it's very big in Europe, and it's starting to get bigger in the US. Of course, it's been in the US for a long time, but they're starting to come out with more events in various cities. I know Dallas and Houston are some of the cities in Texas that they have it. And we're going to be going to Dallas. Yes, we got our tickets.
It was a lot of... there was a lot of people interested in going to this competition in November in Dallas. So it's getting really popular, and tickets are really hard to get. So we're very thankful that we were able to get tickets for Dallas. And we're hoping to also compete in Boston.
Yes.
Those tickets go on sale pretty soon.
Yeah, I think on the 17th of July. So we'll be staying in line again to get those tickets. And the reason that we're doing it this way, as we mentioned before, our first one's going to be in Dallas. But we do want to push it even further and have a goal of,
say it,
to have a goal of competing in the Elite Pro category at the World Championship. So that's why we said it was a multi-phase goal. First goal being Dallas, and then we need to, from my understanding, we need to compete in 2 of the...
Is it regionals?
Yeah. well, not regionals, but
Or
you have
local,
to,
more
yeah,
local.
exactly. You have to compete in 2 local events. So first would be Dallas, and hopefully we can get Boston. If we can't get Boston, then we'll have to look at another location. But once we get those 2, those times will then be used either to compete in Phoenix. I think Phoenix is the, what is Phoenix?
Phoenix is
The majors, yes.
the
Phoenix
majors.
is one of the major events. So we can either compete in Phoenix and hopefully get a top 3 spot so that we can qualify for Worlds, or we can go to DC, which is the regionals. And the thing for DC regionals is you cannot, well, there's not going to be 3 spots. It's only going to be 1 spot. So you have to win the whole thing in order to qualify for the Worlds.
But the thing about regionals, it's only North American. It's only open to anybody with a North American passport. So Canada, US, and Mexico.
And the Caribbean islands and all.
It is open. Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. So, okay. So, but it's more geographical.
Yeah.
So people from like different parts of the world, they can't come and qualify there. It's more of a regional competition.
So for us, which it makes it great because we're both Canadian citizens, and we're going to be able to compete in DC. But we were really looking for the Phoenix one. That would be an amazing opportunity because you're going to be racing against all the other elite pro athletes.
And there's more spots. There's more spots available in Phoenix.
So that would be the goal. So first step is doing Dallas.
And hopefully Boston if we can get in.
I know.
But yeah,
we're for sure for Dallas. We already got the ticket, so we know we're gonna get in for that one for sure.
So that was a brief introduction of what Hyrox is and what our goals are for competing in the next couple of Hyrox competitions. And now we want to talk about some of what we've been doing so far and what we will be doing to prepare us for these competitions.
Yes. So something to keep in mind though is in these competitions, we're always competing in the pro doubles category because it's just, we still have full jobs. We still have full-time jobs. There's a lot of work that goes into training, and I don't know if I can compete in the pro level individual. It requires a different skill level
and time commitment.
Exactly.
Because there's a lot of time because not only are you training to build up your strength, you're also building up your cardiovascular. You need to be running, like when you look at the times for some of the 1 kilometer runs that people do, it's
crazy.
It's really fast time. So to be competitive, and again, this is something that we enjoy doing, like having the challenge is part of the journey. But we also want to be competitive.
Exactly.
Like, to be real, we want to be competitive. So we've decided to just focus on the women's pro doubles category and seeing where we go from there. So right now, our training is as follows. So we are doing a lot of cardio, actually. Yeah. We are both following a marathon running plan, which we may taper down because a marathon running plan is a lot of mileage.
Yeah, the long runs especially, they're going for like I think 20 miles. Some of them it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it also is very useful for this sport.
Yes.
So long runs, and this is something we can probably do another video about. But long runs, we typically try to stay in the zone 2 heart rate / pace range, because that is what builds up your endurance over time.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of long runs, and then we have some threshold running, we have some tempo runs, we have some speed work,
intervals, hills, things of that sort. It's just a good variation of different types of running. That's all leading to the goal of making sure that when you run, you can have a sustained low to mid heart range or heartbeat range, and then also be at a good pace.
Exactly. Because you don't want, so again, some of these activities, they require a lot of effort and energy, and you don't want your heart rate to be spiking so high while you're competing, because then that's going to kind of be a detriment as you go through the race. You're going to get more and more tired as you go through. So all of this training is really to help you manage how long you'll be competing for, essentially.
Yeah, and right now both of us are focusing heavily on the running because that's something as I said before, we are short distance runners. We're not typically long distance runners. And it's not saying that we cannot be long distance runners, because right now I'm pretty sure with just the running that we've done now, I probably could run my 400-meter timed run faster than I could have run in high school. Just because if you consistently do the running, your time is going to improve week over week for sure. That's like a given. So I feel more confident in my long distance running now than I've ever felt before.
Exactly. And maybe we'll do a challenge. We have some of, because in high school we had a lot of
our race times.
Our race times are still online, so we can pull some of that data and see if we really are able to run faster, a faster 400-meter time right now versus when we were in high school.
And we're almost 35 years old, so that's gonna, like, it just goes to show age is never a limitation. No matter how old you are, you can always start something and kind of work towards that goal. So that's gonna be something we will share.
Exactly. And so just in addition to the running that we've been doing, we also are slowly getting back into lifting.
Yes.
This lifting is not focused so much on hypertrophy, like building muscle. We're trying to maintain the muscle that we have because we really don't want to lose any muscle.
Yes.
But we also are training for strength. So lower rep range to kind of, because that's what we're going to be using in this competition.
Yeah, especially with the sleds. The sleds to me, would it be the sleds maybe and the farmer's carry? It would be the heaviest things. And I feel like it's doable, especially if it's both of us doing it. It's very doable. The really good thing that I like about this is we're pretty equally matched as partners.
So height-wise,
exactly,
strength, and also like competitiveness.
Exactly. So it's not going to be such a huge drop off if someone has to pick up the slack for one exercise or the next. So that's something that's why we're going to try to continue to push each other to make sure we don't have a weak link. We're just consistently both giving the same effort.
And one thing we have to also focus on is training on compromised legs.
Yes.
So we do a lot of research on like some tips that people have for preparing for Hyrox competition.
Yeah. And we didn't do a coach, right?
Yeah, we're not doing a coach. Okay, let's get that out there. We don't have a coach. We're going to this just with the knowledge that we've gained from online and past competition and prep, all of that combined into our training right now. So we have no coach. But what a lot of people did say online is make sure that you're practicing running on compromised legs. And what that means is after, let's say you do a heavy lower body day in the gym, try to get a couple of 1 kilometer runs in so that you can see how it will feel on race day. Because remember, it's basically 8 different stations, and after each station you have to run 1 kilometer.
Yeah.
So your body should be able to know how to.
Yeah, it has to pick up very fast. Right?
Exactly.
So that's something that we're gonna definitely get into more. On our long runs, we don't do it as much now. We don't do it at all now, to be honest.
What?
The running on compromised legs on the long run, that's a good place to do it, because she did mention like doing a heavy leg workout and then running. But on the long runs, after like you ran for like an hour and a half, then trying to run at your probably a threshold pace or your actual race pace, that's going to be another good test. So that's something we're slowly starting to implement the more we start to research and just learn how this whole world of hybrid training is.
Exactly.
And another portion of our training plan is we are going to be doing another type of competition. We're just doing random stuff. And it's not, well, I wouldn't say
really random.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. It's very intentionally random.
Yes. But we're going to be doing another type of competition called DECA. And I don't even know how we found this out.
I didn't find it. Nicole found it. So I'm along.
The thing about it is when we dive into a subject or something, I will literally research everything. So I was watching a lot of videos and I saw a lot of the elite competitors, especially the ones that are based in the US. They did Hyrox, and they also did OCR, which is obstacle course. OCR, obstacle course, is something with an R. I'll just put it on the screen or something. But they do that style of competition because it it kind of goes hand in
Simulates.
hand. Yeah. So you can just kind of be in that environment, because Hyrox, you don't have as many competitions in the US. So you need to find another way to get that type of training in. You can do it in the gym by yourself, but it's also something different when you're competing against other people. So DECA is another US based hybrid competition group brand. I don't know how to put it, but they have so many events, especially in the Texas area.
Yes.
There's so many events. So we're gonna do our first DECA mile. DECA mile in is that 2 weeks? 2 or 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing where it's like you're gonna have running in between the workouts, and there's 10 workouts for this one. I don't know all the workouts for the DECA yet, but that's something we're gonna learn, and we're gonna have to try to practice the different movements, because those ones are a little fast paced, and then you have to run, I think, 160 meters between all of them. So
yeah, so less running for DECA, but it's still the same still the same kind of idea.
Exactly.
Like you do an exercise and then run after, then exercise, run after, and you repeat that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's what we have coming up for the next couple of months. So I think for this channel right now, we just want to take you along with where we're going, training wise, some things that we may figure out along the way, because this is all new to us. We are learning as we go.
And we also want to give you our perspective on the different things around the Hyrox community. Things as we learn it, because I think 2 weeks ago, or is it 3 weeks now? I know it was like mid-June, they had the World Championships for Hyrox, and that was in Chicago. And there was just a lot that happened, and it's for a good discussion, just the different things that happened during that weekend. And it's just also a learning opportunity to see how other people approach the exercises, different techniques, and then we can kind of like test them and share them on the channel as well, to as we continue on our growth journey.
Exactly. And one thing to know, I know prior our first season we were in the bodybuilding prep, and you saw all of that on the channel. This is not saying that we're done with bodybuilding.
Exactly.
This will actually be a great way to kind of
debug
exactly, to see, okay, are we really losing a significant amount of muscle by running for the amount of running that we're doing? We're doing a lot of running. Like the longer runs right now are about 14, 15 miles. We'll build up to maybe 16 miles. So this amount of running, will we see significant muscle loss? We do plan on competing later next year.
Mm-hmm.
So this channel will be a great way to kind of either debunk or see if we do really lose that muscle.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't.
I know, but we're planning to. The thing about it, we're planning to still do weightlifting. We're still training, doing the weight exercises. Right now, I'm still doing the same type of movements that I was doing when I was doing the bodybuilding prep. So it's not like we're gonna completely stray away from those things. It's just adding the heavy running. That's the difference now.
With the volumes are probably not as high. Like we're not trying to build any muscle. We're really just maintaining what we have right now. But it will be very interesting. I think this will be a great way to track the progress. Anyone who's interested, maybe you're a bodybuilding competitor and you want to try Hyrox.
Exactly.
See if this is something that you'd be interested in doing.
And if you can bounce back from doing a short Hyrox stint to now going back into your regular competition prep.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we have, there's just a lot of ideas on this one, but this is to me, it's
exciting.
Gonna be, it's very exciting, because I definitely told Portia, let's get into Hyrox. I told her this before the bikini competition. So we kind of are people where one person has an idea and we look at it. Yeah, we'll roll with it. So I know I wasn't able to compete in the bikini competition due to the back injury, but the goal is still to compete. I think that's
later next year, we're definitely going to compete, and we'll be able to do open, and we'll be able to do masters, because we'll be 35 plus at that point.
Yeah. And although we're not going to cut to that same extent, we still are on a cut for this one. So We will go out into all of that now, but we'll share just how the cut looks different on this style of training and for this competition compared to the bikini prep. So
we have a lot of exciting things coming through the channel. So if you are not subscribed, first of all, why not?
Yes.
Definitely take some time, subscribe to the channel so that you are in the loop of when we're posting more content. And if you have any recommendations of videos you'd like to see on the channel, any questions you'd like for us to discuss on the channel, whether it's Hyrox, bodybuilding, whatever fitness related, definitely leave them in the comment section below.
But as always, thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.